just made a video about a week ago about finally retiring. Now they're out to get me. What's up with that? Today's topic is kind of like Jeepney safety, or how you almost lost your humble narrator. We joke and laugh about the driving here. It's haphazard at best. It's a disorganized chaos, if anything. The roads are very narrow. If you're not in the process of overtaking someone at all times, you're not really driving. It's kind of the mindset. Also, everyone's in their own little bubble. I am going where I want, and I'm going to do what I want. And as long as everybody's little bubble watches out for everybody else's bubble, it kind of sort of works. But when those bubbles collide, there's problems. We, not driving, but we were in a Jeepney wreck the other day. Fun. So, to set this up, if you've seen Jeepneys, you already know there's two benches. They run from front to back along the sides. It's not like rows of benches. Think of this, they were based on old World War II Army surplus. The Jeep were elongated and made into ambulances. So you can picture the two beds in an ambulance on the sides. Over the years, they've expanded the design, made them much larger, but that same layout is still here. There's also no seat belts or airbags. Oh boy. So I like to sit as close to the back as I can get. I'm only 5'8", not particularly tall, but for a Jeepney, I'm tall. So I mean, I bump my head quite regularly on the top of the Jeepneys. In the back, there's usually a little more headroom, definitely more leg room. So I was one person away from the back. There was one person between me and the very back. So I was almost to the back. And we're just on our way grocery shopping. Coming into the city proper, we were in, if you're familiar with Iloilo, we were at Fundador. Doesn't really matter. We're right at the edge of city proper. So it was getting very crowded. Traffic's going very slow. Everyone is stopping a lot. Nobody is going fast. Well, this one black truck was going fast, but we'll talk about them in a minute. So we're just minding our own business, and I hear a crunch behind us. Now, I'm not a rubbernecker, but since I was not driving, and I tend to look out the back of the Jeep anyway, I kind of glanced over to see what was going on. Behind us, I see, you have to remember it's a two-lane road, one lane each way. There is a taxi kind of cocked sideways blocking the lane that we are in behind us. I'm thinking, this is not a good parking place. The crunch I heard, I think, involved that taxi. I did not go investigate, but chances are pretty good. Now, at the same time I noticed that, I saw on the other side of the street, going into the oncoming traffic, a black Ford going our direction and actually coming towards us. So what I see is a big Ford logo getting really big, really quick. And this all took place in a matter of a second. I see the taxi, I see the truck, I go, oh crap. So this is how your humble narrator dies. Bummer. And I didn't die, so it was okay. But it reminded me of a wreck I was in the US many years ago. I was in heavy traffic, stuck. I was a complete stop, turn signal, left turn signal on, I'm stopped. I look up in my rearview mirror, I see headlights coming. Really fast headlights. Nowhere to go. And so it was the same thing. I just went, oh crap, because the wreck is coming and you cannot avoid it. Sometimes it happens. Well, that's what this was. Except I'm not belted in and in a nice seat. I'm just kind of sitting there, and I just see this truck coming. And you got to remember that I'm right by the back. So it's like 3 feet from me. This truck nails the shit out of us. Hard it hits. So it hits, kind of drops back, the grill falls in the street. Nobody was hurt, but since it was only 3 feet away from me and I watched the whole thing coming, it was a little unnerving. Now I'm a pretty steady guy, don't get riled up or panicked, so it was basically just, oh crap, because I just knew I was dead. And then I wasn't dead, so my day went on. It hurt my shoulder and my neck. On my wife, it hurt her spine and her neck a little, so we both went and got massages later and felt better. A few minutes after the wreck, my head felt kind of funny. So I reached up and I felt the top of my head, and I came down and it was blood. So apparently I bumped up and hit the top of the Jeep, cut my head. Head wounds bleed pretty bad. So this wasn't bleeding bad, so it's not much. It was just a little poke. It didn't turn my hair red or anything. It was just, you know, a little bit. I've got a small scab. It's healing up. It's fine. But it was just, you know, another layer of the fun. Now there was a lady across from me holding her baby. She did not take it well. She did kind of scream a few times. As we all got off the Jeep, she stayed on the Jeep and screamed a couple more times. It was just like building up. She'd realize, oh, we've still just been in a wreck, and she would scream. Now she said her baby was 4 months old, so it was a brand new kid, you know. She was wanting to take care of it and not start over, so I understand she was upset. She was shaken. A lot. Understandably so. Who knows, it might have been her first wreck. First wreck with that baby, most likely. I was talking to Melanie later, and she said it was her first wreck. So, I mean, for as bad as the driving is here, I really see very few wrecks. They try and drive so fast, and they really don't. They can't drive that fast because these roads won't let you. But this truck, as he was coming towards us, he would look like he was going around whatever was happening with that taxi. Whether he was involved with the taxi or not, I was thinking maybe he clipped the taxi. I'm not sure. It's just I heard a crunch, and then I saw the truck. He was going around it, not watching at all where he was going. So there was no braking involved. Yeah, probably on the accelerator the way he was driving. He was going, I would suspect, 40 miles an hour, which is way too fast for that street ever. And considering everyone else was stopped, it was really way too fast. So, not a good thing. The guy was an idiot. Luckily, nobody got hurt. Quite often, I stand on the back bumper of the Jeepney. You see people, they stand on it, they hold on. It's pretty common. It's probably not a good idea. Outside the city, they allow you to do that. In the city, they don't. Sometimes in the city, you will see someone standing on the back of the Jeep, but generally they don't. We were on our regular Jeep, so farther out, like where we live, they let us stand on the back. People were on the back. We were getting into the city proper, so no one was on the back, which was good because this would have cut them off at the knee, and they would have probably bled out in the street. That would be a bad thing. That would be a very bad thing. There is a short video clip at the end from the wreck, and you will see we get off the Jeep, and like immediately, everyone gets off, just goes around to the front, gets on another Jeep and leaves. Nobody stays to talk to the police, if the police are coming. Nobody's calling the lawyer. Nobody did nothing. We all just said, well, bummer, I still got to go grocery shopping. Let's get another Jeep. You get on and you go. I never saw the lady with the baby get off the Jeepney, but she was sitting there and on her phone, so I guess she was calling somebody, getting taken care of, maybe getting another way home, I don't know. She never did come off, but she didn't seem to be hurt. No one in the truck seemed to be hurt, and they were pouring out of that truck. There's almost as many people in the truck as there was the Jeepney, and I never did see the driver, so I don't know if he was drunk or just stupid. But as long as no one was hurt, Jeepney or truck, that's a good thing. But as far as that truck, the condition of the truck and all that, I got no sympathy for this driver because he was an absolute freaking idiot. Shouldn't be driving. This was the stupidest wreck I've seen a lot of wrecks. I've been involved in a lot of wrecks. Generally, they're not my fault. This is one of the stupidest ones I've ever seen. The guy was just an idiot. Glad nobody got hurt. The Jeepney wasn't damaged very bad. The truck's pretty messed up, but I don't give a shit about the truck because he's an idiot. The Jeepney got very little damage because if you've seen the Jeepneys, the back wheels are pretty far forward. So there's nothing mechanical really on the whole back part of that Jeep. Axle, drivetrain, all that is way forward. The truck hit the driver's side, even the muffler's on the passenger side. So there was nothing there to hit. It just kind of flattened the bumper and the handle that you'd hold on to if you were standing on the bumper. All of that got folded over and crunched. It's just a little bit of metal, mostly fiberglass. They'll fix that right up. Matter of fact, it was on the road the next day. Not fixed, but back on the road. The truck, probably not so lucky. No sympathy. I feel sorry for the driver of the Jeep. Not his fault. Probably not his Jeep, but they'll get it fixed. He's probably, be okay. So a big thing is don't stand on the back of the Jeepney like I do, because if anyone was back there, they'd probably be dead. And I don't know about you, but I think dying is a bad way to start your day. It's not really a good way to end your day. I try and get through my whole day without dying. One of these days, something's going to happen, natural or not. One of these days, I'm going to die. But I am not in any hurry. And luckily, it didn't happen today. Don't stand on the back of the Jeeps. You'll see me do it, but I'll tell you not to do it. I'm good at that. Do as I say, not as I do. So, not a big deal. It shook Melanie up pretty bad. You could tell because she didn't take any selfies at the wreck the entire time. And if she's not taking pictures, something's wrong. So, other than that, she was shook up a bit. I don't panic easily, so I was like, yeah, it was a wreck. Let's go grocery shopping. And fun was had by all, or not. Let's take a look at the actual wreck.
I didn't know all my back is already cracked.
That kind of was not a pleasant way to... Yeah. So how's your day going? I'm glad neither one of these vehicles are mine, but my shoulder sure does hurt. That was not fun. There's no seat belts or anything in this. We get hit hard. The taxi that stopped way back there somehow was involved with the truck. We're not sure what happened. And then the truck slammed into us hard as fuck, man. So we're gonna go get a new Jeepney. That was one of my favorite ones too. So yeah, that was a hell of a hit. We're waiting for another Jeep. It looked kind of like that truck was trying to pass the taxi and they kind of clipped each other. And then for some reason that truck just nailed the shit out of us. We're gonna get this one and hope we don't get hit again. We got home, got on our Cicad with our groceries in our noisy neighborhood and got to cooking for the fiesta. Fun was had by all. Enjoy your day in paradise.